Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Got my Parrish green on today. How about that? Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. Okay, what's up, y'all? Good morning. How about the baseball Tigers? As Dale astutely notes, 17 cha-chings last night. If you're not familiar, Erica thinks calling them runs is boring. So she says, why don't they call them something fun like cha-chings? So 17 cha-chings last night for LSU, which beat ULL 17-4. Let's be very honest. The Cajuns are a dreadful baseball team. They had a starting pitcher throwing 72 miles an hour last night, and LSU touched him up for 9 runs in the first inning. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know that there's a ton you can take from that. Kind of like talked about a lot during the pre-conference, which was if you're going to play a whole bunch of teams like that, let's please just control the controllables sort of thing. Like in football, if you play a garbage game, a rent-a-win, what you really want to see in those is, A, don't fumble and throw interceptions, tackle soundly, don't burn timeouts unnecessarily, make sure your organization and flow, that's you control the controllables. So throw strikes, don't walk guys. That's kind of the stuff you wanted to see. And so by and large, LSU did that. I mean, you put up 17 runs in 6 at bats. You issued 1 walk in the game. They did score a run after back-to-back wild pitches on William Schmidt. Again, that's as much on Kate Arambeedi as it is on Schmidt. If you're going to call a low strike or low fastball, the catcher's got to catch the ball. But anyway, did our recap last night on Locked on LSU, so thanks to everybody for being there. But Tigers will have a day today to recover and get ready to roll for Thursday night at the box against Mississippi State. Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. State's not great either. You have 2 of the weaker teams in the conference at the front end of your schedule here with Missouri and Mississippi State, with Texas sandwiched in between there. But, State is 1-5 in the conference, and they rely a lot on the long ball. So a lot like Missouri, man. Don't give them anything. Their Friday night guy is pretty good. They use a reliever on Saturday, or as Saturday. Game Zoo. It'll be Thursday this week. But anyway. Sorry, I think I threw him away. I think I threw him away. Anyway. All right. Joe Sloan met with reporters yesterday after practice. Good to hear from him for a little bit. It was very interesting hearing him talk about the tight end position in particular. He said, let you hear it. If you listen to Locked on LSU today, you've already heard this, or AFR yesterday, because I think we played yesterday on AFR. But this was the comment he made about tight ends. Here it is. He was talking about Bauer Sharp and Trades Green working in tandem, and I loved this quote. This was a great way to describe it. I'd never heard it this way before, but listen, this is what he said.
The cool thing is Bauer and Trades have really hit it off. Just how those guys are pushing each other and competing with each other. They both have excellent skill sets on the perimeter, but at the same point in time, I think they bring a little bit different things, when it comes athletically. I've heard people describe a tight end room as you want like a basketball team, right? Everybody can't be the same because we're going to have a lot of different assignments and roles that we ask those guys to play. And I think when you look back, what Coach Kelly's done with tight ends and now what we've done with tight ends since we've been here.
I think that's so smart. I mean, think about a basketball team. You have to have a point guard. You have to have a shooting guard. You have to have wing players. You have to have post players. You have to have forwards. And with tight ends, you could tell the way that Kelly is using them. I mean, think about that 2022 class, right, where you had it's 22 or 23 class, where you had Mac Markway, who was like physically put together, but could also, could block, but could also catch passes. You had Jackson McGowan, who was more of a pass catcher. Maureen Pimpton, who was a big pterodactyl, kind of like a baby giraffe coming into his body, but created some mismatches. And then you had Connor Gilbreth, who was the JUCO player, who was basically just another blocking, was a blocker. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think of it that way, right? And that's what Kelly's always trying to do with tight ends. So you got a few here that fit that mold. Okay, let's say some good morning, y'all. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, Chillwalt 1, Bubba Smith, Thomas, good morning. Day 74. We're on a roll, huh? Thomas, I wonder if we're going to hit, we're on 2617 today, I think, for Morning Scone, episode 2617. Oh, Leon Williams, one more day to opening day. Who do you think make the World Series? Well, it's a super chalky answer, but if it's not the Los Angeles Dodgers, then shame on them, because they really screwed something up badly if they're not back in the World Series. When you keep going, God bless them, the rules allow it, and they're committing to do it, and they're going to spend all the monies in the world at getting all the best players. So if that's what you want to do, and you're committed to doing it, spending and winning, go ahead. So, as far as the AL, I don't know. I'm just super bummed, man. I mean, season hadn't even started. The Yankees already have 2 arm injuries. It's just, I'm just bummed. Abner, good morning. Appreciate your push to sports. You're so balanced. Thank you, Abner. Very kind of you, man. Appreciate you saying that. Appreciate you for being here every morning. Cheers to you. Brian Wynn, good morning. Christian, are you going to be at Pro Day today? I'm not. Christian, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was talking about this with Musso. I don't think I've ever gone to Pro Day, literally ever. I don't think I've ever been to one. There was one time, it was 2010. It was 15 years ago. They did the media Pro Day. I don't know if y'all remember that, but they let some of the media members go through the drills. We did the 40-yard dash, the bench press, the vertical jump, and something else. Maybe it was just those 3. But anyway, it was a mess. Derek Panamsky fell down and broke his collarbone. Jacques was doing the vertical and landed on his back. Somebody else fell and skinned their knee. Anyway, it was a mess. So they'll never do it again. But it is on YouTube. Aaron, if you remember Aaron Cofield from WAFB, if you've been around long enough, she did a Darren Aaron segment on that. And so you can go look up on YouTube, Darren Aaron, LSU Media, or just look up LSU Media Pro Day 2010. It'll pop up. Hey, Gray, Sloan Presser was promising future talk. I'm just very excited for the team's direction beyond next year, as long as we make a deep playoff run this year to cool BK's seat. Yeah, man. I mean, this is your year. Yeah, but the interesting thing is you have a lot of teams thinking the same way. Penn State, for example, they're certainly thinking, all right, they made a deep playoff run last year. Each quarterback returning this year. Can they go do it? I don't think they can, because I don't think quarterback's good enough. But there's a lot of teams thinking that way. So it'll be interesting. Hey, Landon, good morning from Shintech. Okay. Bounce back game for the Tigers. Don't let LSU winning allow you to forget the 72 Dolphins are overrated. Stand with Musa. Yeah, that's a great example of Musso just kind of getting backed into a corner and doubling down over and over and over again, even when it makes no sense. Oh, man. Musso, the 72 Dolphins are overrated. Now, don't get me wrong. I hate the 72 Dolphins popping champagne all the time, but they certainly aren't overrated. Caleb, last night makes you dream about Aaron Beatty's potential if he can figure it out defensively, gifted with the bat in his hand. Yeah, it was a triple shy of the cycle last night, and he's got the ability. We know that. Now, in fairness, he was also facing a pitcher that threw 72, and then they brought in a reliever who was maybe touching 90. I mean, they didn't have no arms, man. It's a lot like probably guys he was seeing in high school and he mashed. The question is, when you get those ABs against SEC pitchers, can you hit them? And that's the downside of playing the schedule you played. Is LSU strength of schedule, by the way, is 190. You're 190th in the country in strength of schedule. That's embarrassing. Like, that's not preparing you to go play in the SEC. Joe Sloan has some Jimbo vibes, the fast-talking press conferences he does. Hey, Brian, good morning. Tiger Poppy, Ray Langlois, Michael Cook, Justin Collins, good morning. Gray, feels like we're finally getting stability we didn't have under O or less. I mean, that was the objective, right? You finally have the adult in the room with BK. Now we just got to win. Got to win.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Hey, remember, Brock, game day prep event, May 10th. Sign up. Kiddos, grades 6 through 12, free physicals. Get it done over at Brock, Bluebonnet, Saturday morning, May 10th. Sign up. brortho.com. And, of course, you have any roofing issues, we'd love to help you out. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. Remember Unique Physique, UniquePhysique.com. That's semaglutide, tirzepatide, the GLP-1s. Ozempic is what everybody calls it now, but Ozempic is the name brand for the generic, which is semaglutide. But anyway, you want to learn more? Lowest prices, never any contracts. They'll ship your medicine anywhere in the country. They even offer 3-month pricing now. So if you pay for 3 months at a time, you save $100, something like that. So learn more at uniquephysique.com and restoredmotions.com. I got my back locked up on me again this morning. I got to go see Crystal again. It sucks, man. Like, I am in such a good place health-wise. I lost the weight. I feel great. I've done all the Gary Brecka stuff I've told you all about. Like, internally, I feel awesome. Like, energy, mood, everything is awesome. My back. It's just, my back is just perpetually a problem. I just got to fix this. Hey, Tanya, good morning. Heading in town for game 1 and 2. Food recommendations, BR. Yeah, what do you want to eat? Are you looking for seafood? Are you looking for steak? Are you looking for kind of like a casual sports bar type place? Let me know what you're thinking. I mean, Supper Club is a great sponsor of AFR, and it is a total vibe. If you're looking for like a fine dining type situation, would highly recommend. Actually, I say that getting reservations this soon may be tough. If you want something casual that you're going to get like really good, like seafood and local food, Phil's is a great spot. Phil's Oyster Bar in Perkins. Yeah, that's a good spot I'd hit. Let me know what you're looking to do, Ty. I'm sure we can give you plenty of recommendations. Who Dat Tyga is liking the spring football coverage. Thank you, man. Yeah, look, honestly, mostly it's thanks to Kelly for giving us access, right? I mean, a lot of coaches don't give tons of access. He lets us come to practice, lets us talk to him, the coordinators. By the way, tomorrow we get to talk to Blake Baker after practice, so be on the lookout for that. Hey, Tim, good morning. Jason, good morning. Go Cubs. Robbie, morning, Matt. Heard an interview with Brandon Cooks. He was excited to be back with the Saints. Has a lot left in the tank. He was young and immature as a rookie. I think that's a good signing. I don't think Chris Olave will stay healthy. So, Robbie, I want to be clear. If you go back and check out any of the stuff that I said about Cooks when they signed him, my feeling in not liking the signing had nothing to do with how it ended with Cooks the first time. I said basically that. He was 23, 24 years old. He's a young guy and immature. He's 31 now. He's been in the league a decade. Like, I would expect a mature player. That's not the problem at all. The problem, and by the way, I don't even have a problem with signing Brandon Cooks. The problem I have is signing Brandon Cooks to a multi-year deal worth $13 million. Like, you already have two small 6-foot-tall wide receivers in Olave and Shaheed. Cooks's skill set has always been he's the deep threat guy. Well, Shaheed's that. But Cooks is 31 years old, and each of the last 3 years his production's gone down. So why are you giving a multi-year contract to a deep threat who's basically the same? He's a 10-year older version of Rashid Shaheed, and you're paying him a multi-year contract when he's had declining production each of the last 3 years. Doesn't make a lick of sense. You wanted to give him a 1-year deal on the veteran minimum? Okay. I mean, like, here's the problem. You had Marquez Valdez-Scantling, right? A 6'4" guy who could go deep and was really good for you last year coming off the couch. He signed he's 31 years old, by the way, same as Cooks, but he's 6'4", and he signed a 1-year, $4 million deal. 1 year, $4 million. You gave Brandon Cooks 2 years, $13 million. Like, make that make sense to me. So, again, it's not that I don't think Brandon Cooks has anything left. It's where Cooks is in his career, what your receiver room currently looks like, and the contract you gave him. All of those things don't gel. David Coslin, good morning. Brent St. Germain, good morning. Seth, who would your 40 be right now? What would your 40 be right now? Oh, like my 40-yard oh, God. Like if I went and ran the 40? I can't tell you the last time I ran. Like, opened it up full sprint. I have no idea. I doubt I'm not breaking 6 seconds, I'll tell you that much. I mean, bad, slow. Sean, good morning. How much longer to give the mid-majors before we have 2 conferences? I don't even know that I'd classify it as 2 conferences, Brett. But, you know, when you talk about like a disassociation in football where you just have the 40 or 50 power schools playing each other, I think we see that within the next decade. Brett Guidry, Rex, good morning. Because I don't think they can keep up in revenue share. Eric, glad LSU give the Cajuns the L. They leave out of their school's name. Well done. Well done. Hey, Rocky, good morning. Brett, good morning. From the plant, making that liquid gold. All right. Good to see you this morning. Guy Brooks, good morning. Happy hump day. Hey, Brad, good morning. Why does women's basketball tournament have so many more blowouts than men's? Because it's not a deep sport. There just aren't as many great players, and there aren't as many teams that invest in the sport. So it's top heavy. So you have a handful of teams that are really elite and a bunch of others that aren't. That's why. Thomas, 74 down, 75 tomorrow, breaking records every day. Haters, crank it up, Dale. Crank it up, Dale. Kelly Gross, hey, Charlie. What up, Charlie Cavell? Good morning, man. Spurge, what up, my guy? Tiny just wants to get food. Anything good? Okay. Let's see. So, I'm trying to think. And tell me where you're staying. Also, that matters because what part of town you're going to be in. Fine dining, supper club, can't go wrong if you can get a reservation. Of course, I love Rufino's as well. Rufino's, by the way, is also open for lunch on Fridays. So that steak, Italian, seafood, they have a good Friday lunch menu if you want to do Rufino's. I mentioned Phil's. I love Mestizo also, Tanya. This is a little bit of an odd one. Mestizo is one of my favorite restaurants in town. It's Cajun seafood Mexican. So you'll have like crawfish queso and things like that. My dad, by the way, there's my dad right there. Good morning, Dad. My dad and I, like when I moved back to Baton Rouge after my year at Holy Cross in South Bend, like in 2001, that kind of became our spot when Mestizo was on Sherwood. My dad and I would go there. They're on Acadian now, so it's near LSU's campus. They're on Acadian right near the interstate. But I love Mestizo. I love the food. I love the margaritas. Like pro tip, if you get, of course you're going to get queso if you go, but order wheat chips, not the corn chips. Get the wheat chips. Now they're not healthy for you, but they're amazing, and they fry them and bring them out hot. So highly recommend. Anything else I'm missing, y'all? Tony Williams, good morning. Hey, Dad. Mike, morning, Scone. We love to fly down every year for an LSU Saints home weekend. Prices are good right now. Should we book a week on LSU home game and hope the Saints are too? Yeah, I would most unless if you're trying to do both. If you're trying to do both, then wait another month till you get the NFL schedule out, or May, right, when they release the schedule, whatever it is. They never say when the NFL schedule release is. Mid-May. They never give us the day. They just sort of like drop, like, hey, we're going to release it tomorrow. Anyway, you can wait, but I would recommend picking what you think is going to be the best LSU weekend and hoping the Saints cooperate. Unless if you're just desperate to watch both when you're here. Brad, yesterday said it's beneficial for ADs to fire the coach early to get a head start. That makes it more embarrassing that Aleva had a huge head start, still settled for Ed. Yes, Brad, that was my point a lot in 2016, was you did all the due diligence. They had, like, you can say what you want about Tom Herman, okay? I don't mean to, like, have that whole conversation again. But they had settled on Tom Herman. And I mean, like, he was excited to come, wanted to come in the SEC. It was a whole, like, and this whole, he played LSU to get the Texas job. I know more about that situation than I should. Maybe one day I'll tell the story. But when Texas jumped in, when they fired Charlie Strong and jumped in, Aleva just kind of kowtowed. He just walked away from, you had done all this due diligence. That was your guy. You had identified him. They'd already been having conversations, negotiations, all that stuff, and they just walked away. It's like, man, counter. Go to bat, get your guy. Convince him why he should take your job instead of theirs. And he didn't. He just rushed Ed to the podium instead. Can you explain thought process behind scheduling a non-conference schedule so weak? If all that matters is SC record, want to challenge yourself early on. Jay will tell you that he tries to schedule teams that are going to win a bunch of games, so it will help in the RPI. And you obviously never know how a team's going to do, but like, let's say Omaha goes and wins a bunch of games in their league. It may look better. Will Wade did the same thing in basketball, but it's different with LSU basketball because you can never get good teams to come to Baton Rouge to play you in basketball, right? In the LSU baseball, you play whatever you want. But I think you got to play home games because you have to have so many home games to be able to pay for everything, right? The old saying I heard from an admin one time was that when they were building the stadium, said the $30 million stadium doesn't pay for itself when the lights are off. But I wish they scheduled better in the pre-conference. Nino's in Port Allen. Lowell, good morning. It is 7:46. I'm late. I got to go. My apologies. Brennan, good morning. Hey, Brett, good morning. Can't spell yellow that too. Krista, what's up, man? There you go. Love that. Chance, how's Alex Atkins doing? I did ask about Alex Atkins like a couple weeks ago. But I will. Okay, let me get out of here, y'all. My apologies for running kind of quickly. Locked on LSU is live, so please subscribe. Favorite podcast app or YouTube. Locked on LSU and AFR3. Actually, y'all, I am getting down to New Orleans today for a meeting, and then I have an early dinner. So Musso is hosting AFR. I'm going into the office. I got a bunch of meetings on Wednesday, but then about noontime, I'm heading down to New Orleans. So Musso will be hosting AFR today, but all the Locked On stuff is there, and I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all have